So today's practice is on loving kindness. And I feel like I say this all the time. This is one of my favorites. So we'll do a quick grounding meditation here. Settling in to your meditation position. Bringing a softness to your physical body. Your eyes can be open or closed or going between the two. Softening the muscles in the face, around the eyes and mouth. Softening the muscles in the jaw. Tongue relaxes. Shoulders nice and easy. And see if you can let go more in your belly. Letting it go, letting it move with your breath. Feeling your body making contact with what you're sitting on. Feeling your hands. Starting with what your hands are touching. Maybe you can feel the temperature of the room from the skin on your hands. And bringing your awareness to the insides of your hands. Maybe you can feel tingling in your fingertips or your heartbeat in your fingertips. Or your energy flowing through your hands. And go to that place in your body where it's easiest for you to feel your breath. Starting to become more familiar with how your breath is flowing this morning, the rhythm of your breath. Coming back to feeling the body sitting and all the sensations associated with sitting, your seat, your legs and feet and what they're touching, any sensations in the back and arms. Starting to come out of your meditative state, opening your eyes when you're ready, taking any deeper breaths or any movements. When we practice mindfulness, we want to have a balance of alertness and awareness and knowing what's going on, with our body and with our breath, and we're going to get into sounds and emotions and thoughts and all that. And it's one thing to just be aware of that. That can be cold. It can be if you like me have tendencies for a self-critical inner voice, what we are, what we do habitually may still continue even though we're mindful. So we can add some heart practices into our mindfulness practice to help to give it more balance, to help to soften it. So um, they say that, um, and they, like, I'm trying not to use like Buddha, but Buddha said, so like they say that um, a loving awareness is the path to enlightenment. So it's one thing to have just to know everything that's going on, but if we don't also soften the heart and and practice with a loving presence, then we tend to stay in those habitual grooves that we've formed that have, for a lot of us, taken us out of balance, where we feel out of balance, where we feel like there's something more. And so these heart practices are that something more that we can add to our mindfulness practice. And just like all of the practices that we've done so far, there are multiple ways to practice loving kindness. So the most basic way to practice loving kindness is a concentration practice. So loving kindness, what essentially loving kindness is you choose 3 or 4 phrases. And I'm going to give you some phrases. I'm going to throw out some of my favorites, some of the really common phrases. And you choose 3 or 4 of those phrases to practice with today. And so a concentration practice would be just like our breath awareness practice, is we're focusing on those phrases. So we're repeating those phrases silently to ourselves. And we're trying to concentrate on those. And we know, right, that we're going to wander off. Our mind is going to wander off. And we're going to bring our mind back to those phrases and then start that repetition again. And we try to keep our mind there. We know our mind's going to wander off. We bring it back to the phrases. So that's a concentration practice. There are other ways to practice loving kindness. So loving kindness is also it's gift giving. So we're not asking for these things. We are practicing with a flavor of generosity. Of I'm giving these things to you, and to ourselves when we are directing loving kindness towards ourselves. I also like to practice loving kindness in a way that is a counter message. So like, for example, I smile because I have such a hard time with driving and other drivers. And what goes off in my head when I experience a driver that I don't think is a good driver. There's so much internal dialogue that goes on. So one other way that I practice loving kindness is I'll say, I will, look at the car and I will direct that energy to the car. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be safe. And then for me, then a smile usually comes to my face and I get over it. And I continue on down with my life because nothing was really happening anyway, right? I mean, it's all fabricated in my head. So it helps me to get off of that train of thought that I was on. May they be happy, may they be healthy, may they be safe. And I might have to do it 2 or 3 times, if I'm really like entrenched in it. But that's one way that I use loving kindness as a counter message for some internal dialogue that I have in my head. So traditionally, the practice is done starting with yourself and sending loving kindness phrases to yourself. And then the next person is a loved one, someone that's easy to love, not someone that's complicated to love. And then, and it could be, a pet, or, a tree, or, it doesn't have to be a person, and it doesn't have to be a family member. And then as we progress through that practice, the next person or the next being is a neutral being. And I often use somebody at the grocery store, or the people that take my trash away, just somebody that I don't have a relationship with, positive or negative. It's just a person that is in my life that I'm aware of, that I can bring to my mind, that I can send out loving kindness to. And then after that is a difficult person. And we don't want to pick someone that we have trauma around, that's going to have too many strong emotions that we're going to have to deal with. And it could be a group of people. And that's a pretty advanced practice. And sometimes we can, again, it's a gift of generosity. And then the final progression, the final group is all beings. So that's how it is traditionally taught. In my experience, in our society, I think a lot of people have trouble loving themselves. And so I don't usually start with the self. I like to start with somebody that's easy to love, and we start to generate that. We start to get into the practice. We kind of see how it feels and how it works. And to me, it's just a little easier place to start. And then we can take that and then turn that back to ourselves and see how that feels. So there's loving kindness is also called metta. So the Sanskrit word is metta, M-E-T-T-A, not the Facebook one. And metta, the loving kindness, is the most common translation of metta. You'll also see loving friendliness. But one recent translation that I found really, really helpful is connection. It's really about connecting. We tend to live in a separate self as individuals, and I think a lot of times our society just reinforces that it's us against them, and that we're just taking care of ourselves. We just need to take care of ourselves. And loving kindness can help us to reconnect. Connection with an attitude of kindness. It helps us to be present for anything in a kind and balanced way. And that can help us to move through our lives feeling more clear. So another benefit of loving kindness is that a lot of times we are used to only thinking about our imperfections. Mistakes we've made or problems we have. And so this just gives us a little more airtime to a more positive message. So when we're practicing, whether it be our formal practice or our informal practice, we're not trying to pretend that everything is perfect. So when we, some loving kindness phrases, the common ones that I use is, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe. And life isn't always happy, right? But what we're doing is we're giving ourselves an opportunity to have thoughts that are positive and supportive and loving. and just giving ourselves an opportunity to have kindness and positivity going through our head instead of the self-critical things that go through my head. So what we focus on, we grow. So, the more we do this, the more natural it becomes to do, and the more it starts to seep into those thought streams. So, that's one advantage of the concentration practice, that repetitiveness of just over and over and over and over again for our seated practice, so that maybe in our informal practice, some of that just kind of seeps in. Okay, so some loving kindness phrases that are pretty straightforward and I think are easy to remember are, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease, may I be safe. So there's 4 that you can work with. There's also like, may I be peaceful, may I be balanced. And I'm just using I here just for simplicity. We're going to throw these out to other people first, right? May I be healthy and well. May I be balanced and peaceful. May my life be full of love and joy. Those are just some other ones. And this is, you get to choose the phrases that you feel most connected with. The thoughts and ideas that you wish for yourself to have and that you wish for others to have. And sometimes this practice might feel kind of mechanical, and that's okay too. So just like when we're sitting and breathing and our breath feels, it's like so easy to follow the breath. The breath feels long and sweet and lovely, and oh my gosh, this practice is so amazing. I just loved my practice today, right? That is one way that we might experience our meditation practice. Another way might be, my breath felt tight today. I couldn't keep my mind on my breath, or I couldn't find my breath at all, or, and so we just notice that that's just how our practice is today. One isn't better than the other. We just think it is, because we think that a strong meditation or the right way to meditate is this nice and pleasant and easy way. But it's really about being aware of what your experience is and just letting it be what it is. So same thing with our loving kindness. So sometimes we might fill up with joy and we can feel the love just flowing through us and we get all tingly and warm and fuzzy, and that might be how our practice is today. Tomorrow it might feel mechanical, where we're just, oh my God, these phrases, if I say this phrase one more time, or my mind is super busy and it's going off into other things and I keep having to bring it back 1,000 times. One is not better than the other. We're just trying to notice how our practice is and what the experience is, okay? So it helps not to have expectations, basically. All right? Okay, so it is time for our first loving kindness practice. Coming into your meditation position. Just starting to settle in here, maybe closing your eyes. Feeling your feet, making contact with what they're on. Feeling the energy coming up your spine. And just see if you can add a little ease to your whole body here, just trying to relax. Starting to turn your awareness inward. Feeling the breath, in and out. And now think of someone that is easy to love. Again, it could be a person, a pet, someone close to you who you love very much. It could be someone from your past or present. It could be a being like a tree or your favorite plant. And imagine that they are next to you, just right by your side, sending you their love. They are sending you wishes for you to be safe. They are sending you wishes for you to be healthy. And they are sending you wishes for your happiness. So just see here if you can feel the warmth from their wishes. See if you can feel the love coming from them towards you. You can feel their kindness, their warmth. They wish you to be safe. They wish you well and healthy. And they wish you to be happy. Noticing those sensations, noticing how that feels. And now we'll repeat some loving kindness phrases and send these phrases to them. May you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Just as you had wishes for my safety, may you be safe. Just as you had wishes for my well-being and for me to be healthy, may you be healthy. And just as you had wishes for me to be happy, may you be happy. Sending these phrases out to them, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Continuing to repeat those phrases and sending them to your special person or your special being that is next to you. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. The mind wanders off of those phrases. Just notice it's wandered off and bring it back. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Sending those well wishes to the being next to you that you love very deeply. Now taking a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. Noticing how you feel. Back into the space, opening your eyes. So this is a practice where there's an accumulation. So you could think of every phrase as like a drop of loving kindness that's coming into your vessel. And so you just start to accumulate that. And that's when that becomes more, the more we do, the more natural it feels. Um, and it is a training, just like all of these practices that we've been doing. They're skills, they're tools, tools to improve our concentration. So sometimes, so when I sit down for my formal practice, I do not usually have like I'm going to do this type of meditation or this type of meditation. I just sit. And sometimes I'll do some breath awareness. A lot of times I'll do some sound awareness, and I'll just start to kind of drop into that. And then I usually sit with an open awareness, and I'm just aware of what's going on, thoughts that arise, emotions that arise, sounds, breath, feelings in my body. And I'm just aware of anything that pops into my awareness. Sometimes my mind has a really hard time with that. And so if I struggle with just sitting in that open awareness, I'll do loving kindness, because it gives my mind something to do. Because my mind just thinks like, we're too busy for this. We can't do this. I've got all these other things to think about, And so, my mind's just constantly just going off into thought. So if I feel like my mind is really chaotic, I will do loving kindness phrases until it settles. And a lot of times it only takes a few and it settles in, and I'll start to feel all warm and fuzzy, and then I'll just go there. So it is a beautiful practice to tame your monkey mind. And like I said before, it is also a beautiful practice to counter negative thoughts. I am also using loving kindness right now for people that I'm using it very often right now for people that I don't understand. So and my go-to right now, they change, but my go-to right now is may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe. And so like the way I can, so it can be hard to do loving kindness for people that, we have whatever for, right? But so there's a little bit of justification that goes on in my very active mind, right? And it's like, okay, well, if they're happy and if they're healthy and if they're safe, then that's going to benefit me. Because I feel like where they're at right now, they are not happy, they are not healthy, and they are not safe, right? So, again, there's some counter messaging that we can use the loving kindness for, just to help that internal dialogue. So, and then that helps then with my happiness, and it makes my thinking mind healthier. So, Basically, what I'm doing is I am wishing them well for my wellness. And that's how I kind of get around that stickiness of not liking someone or having animosity towards someone. Is we can kind of even get around that with, this is going to benefit me. If they're happy and they're healthy, that's going to benefit me. So that just, if we just work with the brain we have, right? So if you struggle with doing loving kindness for challenging people, you could kind of spin that in, well, it's gonna come back to me. It's gonna be beneficial to me, until maybe we get to the place where like we can actually believe it and feel it. Sometimes we're faking it until we make it, right? Because it's all about, because so much of what's going on in my life is only happening in my head, and it's not actually reality, right? And I'm creating the suffering for myself from the internal dialogue that I have in my head about these other people. So why am I suffering? Like, I don't want to give away my joy for anybody. So some loving kindness phrases can help me to help myself in my mind and reduce my suffering and increase my joy. Okay, so we're going to do a more traditional loving kindness practice now, where I'm going to go ahead and start with somebody else and just with those phrases, and then we'll turn it towards ourselves, and then we'll progress down the line as far as we can. Okay. So again, I'm going to offer some loving kindness phrases, and feel free to use your own phrases that aren't mine. Okay? All right. Settling into your meditation seat, maybe closing down your eyes. Again, we are practicing with some relaxation here. So we're not striving, just settling into the body and allowing a natural, easy breath to flow. Now bring to mind someone who brings you a sense of joy, that brings a smile to your face, someone that's easy to love. And again, it could be a person, a friend, a family member, a teacher. It could be a pet or any other being. And bring them into your mind and see as much detail as you can in your mind's eye. Can you feel that they are with you right now? Can you feel that connection that you have with them? And starting to send some loving kindness phrases to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Continuing to repeat your phrases with your loved one in mind, sending out these well wishes to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Noticing when your mind has wandered off away from your practice, kindly and patiently bringing it back to your phrases, silently repeating those phrases, sending them out to your loved one. Now, we'll send those well wishes to yourself using the same phrases or different phrases, repeating them silently to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. Repeating your chosen phrases to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. And just noticing when the mind wanders off from the phrases, bring it back, repeating your chosen phrases. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. Notice how you feel. Do you feel the loving kindness inside of you? How does it feel to receive that from yourself? And now bring to mind a neutral person, someone in your life that you may not be close to, that you don't know very well, that you don't have strong feelings one way or the other towards. Bring them into your mind's eye. See see as much detail as you can of them. And we'll send our loving kindness wishes out to them using your phrases or mine. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Continuing to send out those well wishes to your neutral being. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Now we'll send out loving kindness wishes to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. Repeating my phrases or your chosen phrases, sending them out to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. As this loving kindness meditation comes to an end, notice how you're feeling. Did feelings of positivity, like joy, gratitude, contentment arise? And it's okay if they didn't. Slowly blinking your eyes open, coming back into the space. Yeah, we just try and be mindful where the mind goes. When the mind gets pulled away, we just try to be mindful that it's, you know, gone there and it's having those thoughts, and then, bringing it back to our practice. Informal practice is any time you are practicing mindfulness that you're not in your, that you did not sit down to intentionally practice, right? So mindfulness, an informal mindfulness practice would be, I'm aware that I'm daydreaming. And it doesn't have to stop. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. We're just aware, oh, I'm daydreaming. And then, if you're supposed to be doing something else, they can be like, oh, well, now I'm going to point my attention back to where my mind is, where I want my mind to be. Or, if you're just sitting under a tree and you don't have anything else to do and you want to keep daydreaming. Informal mindfulness is just being aware of what your mind is doing. So if you're daydreaming and you lose 20 or 30, 5, 10 minutes, that is not a mindfulness practice, right? Because you're not aware that you're doing it. Well, we'll close out this meditation. Let's do a short gratitude practice here. If you'd like to close your eyes and bring to mind something or someone for that you are grateful. Just notice what arises from bringing gratitude into your awareness. And we'll close this meditation. May you be safe. May you be happy and healthy, peaceful and balanced. May your week be easy. Your days be peaceful and productive. The light and love in me bows to the light and love in all of you. Namaste. Thanks for being here.